Hi, I'm Dave McLean from Emerald Moving, and today I'm going to show you how to pack a china carton. So first of all, we're going to make sure that it's upside down. Open it up, very easy. Everything is going to be very straightforward in this. Fold in the flaps without the printing first, and then the flaps with the printing on them. Grab your roll of tape and tape up the bottom of the box. Now you want to put a little tension on the tape, and you want to go all the way down the side of the box, not just a little tab on the edge. So you can see the way I'm doing that, going all the way down the side of the box. Pressing the tape against the box, keeping the ends of the box tight together. Okay, and then halfway up the other side. I'm doing this a little slower than I would normally do it so that you get a chance to see how it's done. You can break the tape very easily. If you can't do that, you can use a tape gun, and another video will show you how to do that without using a tape gun. It'll be very short. So you fold down the top flaps of the box and you're ready to start packing it. So packing a china carton, you're going to use lots of packing paper. So you open up your bundle of packing paper, lay it out on a flat surface. In this case, I'm going to use gloves because if we're packing somebody else's stuff, they don't want to have all of their stuff, because every single item in the whole house has to get packed. They don't want all their stuff touched by strangers, so we wear latex gloves while we're packing your belongings. It's a good idea, especially in the kitchen, since that way you don't have to worry too much about washing all your dishes after you unpack them. So the first thing you want to do is line the bottom of the china carton with a few sheets of packing paper, and it's pretty straightforward. Just crumple them up and into a ball and put them on the bottom. And the first thing I'm going to put in here is a picture, and you can see this picture just fits perfectly down the side of the box there. So any picture that's that size or smaller can be packed in regular boxes in that fashion, exactly that way, just down the side of the box. And if they're bigger than that, you're going to get into the realm of picture boxes, which we'll discuss in another video. So the first thing I like to do then is to put a fairly durable item at the bottom of the box. It lends support to everything that goes above it, and I particularly advise people who are doing this for the first time to do that. I may not always do it, and in this case, I am kind of packing this china carton in a manner that I believe is achievable by anybody. If I was doing it in the usual manner that I do it, I'd probably get a bit more into it, and I would be doing some things that I wouldn't recommend a first timer would do either, in terms of utilizing the space in the box to the maximum. So you can see what I'm doing right now is that space that's left around the toaster, you got to fill that up to the level of the toaster, and the way I'm doing that is I'm using some fairly durable glass tumblers and standing them on end all the way. I'm going to go all the way around that toaster, and that will then constitute the bottom layer of the box. And at this point, what I'll do is I'll just speed it up a little bit, so we don't want to get into every little detail here. So we'll just speed things up a little bit there, and not waste too much time in that. But as you can see, even speed it up. This is the pace that I normally work at, by the way, if you want to hire us for your packing. Just kidding. And so as you can see, I'm filling up that layer there, and then once that layer is full, what I'm going to do is again, there you go, and adding some extra paper there, another layer of paper. And that pretty much constitutes the bottom layer of the box finished. And you're going to do 3 layers like that. So basically, what happens is that you're going to have the crumpled up layer of paper in the bottom, and then once you complete that layer, a nice flat layer, then you're going to have another crumpled up layer of packing paper on top of that. And at this point, usually what I start doing is putting in flatware like dinner plates and saucers and stuff like that. And as you can see, the way these items get wrapped is you basically take the item, you put it in the near the corner of the packing paper, like in a diagonal fashion, and you fold the corners in. There you go. See that? Each corner is usually about 5 folds inwards. Now, if I was, again, typically when I would do this, I would just use 1 sheet of paper per item. But I would recommend that if you're doing this yourself, particularly with plates and stuff like that, you might want to use 2. So the idea is that, and as you can see, there's lots of springiness as I'm putting the items in the box there, and that's the desired effect that you're looking for. You want it to feel nice and springy, because it's that springiness and cushioning that's protecting the items from banging around and banging against each other and potentially breaking on a moving truck, which you must remember is driving across roads in Toronto that aren't in the greatest of shape. So everything does get bounced around a little bit, and the idea of packing this way is to stop items from bashing against each other and potentially breaking each other. So again, like if you're doing this yourself, I typically recommend, especially on plates, that you use 2 sheets of paper per item. But like, so just to see, you can see I could wrap it once. See, I'm wrapping that plate once there with 1 sheet, and then again with another sheet. So that's what I mean by that. Not just 2 sheets wrapped once, 2 sheets wrapped twice is the way to do it. And also you notice that what I'm doing is I'm basically going from one side of the box across the other, and I'm placing those dishes or those plates in there pretty much the same way that they would end up getting placed on a drying rack, and basically they're on their edge, they're cushioned underneath by plenty of crumpled up packing paper, and then they're wrapped in 2 sheets each, so they're not going to bang against each other. There's just one more little nuance to that double wrapping that I'd like to show you before we move on. So let's look at the next plate here that goes on the paper, and as you can see, it's getting wrapped once in the first sheet of paper. It's going to get wrapped the second time, but watch what happens. It gets flipped over and then wrapped the second time. So there's your technique. Wrap it once, flip it over, wrap it again, stick it in the box on its edge, and that's it. You know how to pack your flatware. So we'll speed things up a little bit from here, and we will talk about the rest of it. So as you can see, the plates are still going in. You want to try to get from one side of the box to the other. You don't want to jam them in too tight because you'll ruin that springy effect. But you know, use the space. You got to use the space. Space is at a premium on a moving truck, so you got to get as much into each box as you can. But don't overdo it. You know, use your common sense. So down the side of the plates there, you can see I'm putting in some glass tumblers. So you always use that kind of shoebox shape that you end up at the side with small glass tumblers or teacups or coffee cups or something like that. Not the most durable of stuff, but then again, not the most fragile either. So we'll get to the end of that layer and slow things down again. And so that's the second layer finished. And as you can see, I'm topping that off with a final layer of crumpled up packing paper. Actually, it's not the final layer, it's the second last layer of crumpled up packing paper to cover up that layer. And once that's done, you've got one last layer to build, and typically it's at the top of the china carton that you put the most delicate items like stemware, you know, champagne flutes, crystal glass champagne flutes, that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much what we're going to put in the last layer here. So what we'll do is we'll speed it up again just to cut to the chase here. And as you can see, you can't really see too clearly because we're near the top of the box, but those delicate glasses are going in the top of the box there. And we get that layer filled up, and that's pretty much how to do it. Typically, it would take me took me 20 minutes to pack this china carton. Typically it would take me half an hour, but then again, as I say, like my own professional technique is a little bit different, and I do get some more content into the boxes, use a little bit less paper, and you know, makes for more efficient use of the space on the truck. But I wouldn't want you to try to emulate what we do. What we've done here in this video is to show you a good technique for DIY packing of the china carton. So that's the last layer done. You can see how neat it is, and then there's a layer of packing paper going in at the top of the box, and you should be able to see in the video there that there's a lot of spring there. If I push down on it, it's there's plenty of cushioning inside that box. We want to just kind of slightly overfill it there with the packing paper, and then what happens is that when you fold the flaps at the top of the box in, they're going to push down on the packing paper, and that kind of tightens up on everything and keeps everything nice and secure. You don't want to overfill it though. The line where those flaps fold in are, you should not go above those lines with any solid item. Once the box is closed, it should be flat on top, nothing bulging through it. So we put on the tape, and as you can see, using the tape again to hold the two flaps together. Strip the tape right down the side of the box, hold the two flaps together, press the tape hard against the box, halfway down the side, and break the tape. You can use a tape gun, and you can see that tape gets wrapped all the way around the box there. We put the name of the room that the items came from, and the name of the packer goes on there too. So if you get unpacking service from us, ideally what we try to do is have the same person do the unpacking as did the packing. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. We hope you choose us for your move.